Suzanne's Paparazzi Jewelry, 24/7 shopping available. 160920 is the code. Show her some love, like she showed us. K&A Custom Crafts on Facebook.
Hello, welcome to a Wednesday's edition of Sports Minute. Yes, we are two people down today. J-Mac and Ace are out, not
They're
feeling
being
good,
babies.
so.
They're being babies.
Okay, you can call them babies. I'll say that they're just being out. So
Dad and Dad are out. Now we're gonna have some fun.
Oh yeah, so I'm Big B. You guys see me quite a bit on this network, which is fine with me. And then we got the lovely Vic, who's sporting the big old Ducks hat. I know she's got a important game coming up this week. So how you doing, Vic?
I am doing pretty great. 3 days till kickoff. Had to bring out the white Oregon Duck hat.
Ooh.
Got my t-shirts in the mail today. I'm feeling ready to go.
She's got the quack going.
Quack, quack.
And then we're also joined by our behind-the-scenes man, Chris P. Bacon. How you doing, Chris?
Doing good. How's everybody doing tonight on a Wednesday?
Oh, I'm doing good. You know, I'm ready to talk a little bit of football, sports, whatever we go. Normally, you know, if you follow the show, we normally talk about top five or our top five players on a certain team. This week we're going to pass on that. We'll wait till the whole gang is back together. So backstage, me, Vic, Chris, we're going to talk about our top 10 love them or hate them guys we love to hate, I guess, in sports. However you want to put it, you know.
Athletes we love to hate because there could be some
there you
women
go.
on there.
Athletes we love to hate. So, Vic.
Yes.
Who's your number 10?
Number 10, Ben Roethlisberger.
Okay,
I hate him so bad.
Any specific reason, or?
He had some off the field accusations that disappeared.
Oh.
So, despite him being a Canton-bound career, most of the people I dislike or athletes I dislike, it's because of things they've done off the field or on the field on a couple occasions. So, but yeah, number 10 is Ben Roethlisberger.
All right, Chris, do you have a number 10? Actually, we should get Chris to do his voices. That's what we should do. He does a good.
Yeah. All right. Nope. I had it up. I was kind of going back and forth here. We're gonna go with Jay Cutler. I know he was he was a good quarterback. Sometimes, most of the time he wasn't. And I know Bears fans were not happy with him at quarterback, but mostly they weren't. So I'd probably pick him at number 10.
All right. For me, I know I've probably driven this stake so many times, you guys are probably getting sick of hating it. But a certain quarterback that we've talked about that shouldn't be in the Hall of Fame, and it's because my Vikings were on something when they got a phone call to make a certain trade, and that is Mr. Troy Aikman. I mean, yes, he's got the ring, but thank you, Minnesota, for giving him those rings. All right. Vic, number 9.
Number 9, Ndamukong Suh.
Yeah, I can see that.
He's a great player, but he's dirty, and he's just not a nice guy. I mean, he's from Oregon, which luckily he didn't go to Oregon, so I don't have to like him.
Oh, that would be tough for you. I think.
That would have been tough. The reason he's on this list mostly is because of his dirty tactics on the field. He likes to step on fingers. But there was one occasion where he actually stepped on the little boys of a player that was laying on the ground. So
yeah, I think it was a Houston player.
Yeah. So yeah, he's number 9 because he's I don't like him.
Yeah.
I don't blame him.
All right, Chris, give me your number 9.
You should be higher, but I'm gonna to this person, this player, number 9, Conor McGregor.
Ooh.
I mean, he's talented, or he was talented, but his actions kind of cost him in a lot of things, and he still hasn't, I guess, learned from it. So maybe he has. I'm not quite sure, but that's probably why I pick him at number 9.
Yeah, that's for me. Now the guy's name just slipped my mind after you said McGregor. The wide receiver that can't stay clean in the NFL that gets banned. Gordon?
Antonio Brown?
No. Josh
No.
Gordon, I think it is.
Josh Gordon.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
I'm sorry. I mean, you got all talented in the world and just can't stay. Now, I'm not saying I agree or disagree with his uses of it, but that's my number 9. Want to say hello to William. The Barber Boys are a little under the weather and a little exhausted today. So it's me, Vic, and Chris. So right now we're talking about our top 10 most hated athletes we love to hate, I guess. We'll put it. Not most hated,
Yeah.
but so
Athletes we love to hate.
yeah. So Vic, I think we're on number 8 now.
Number 8, Tim Tebow. He's a good guy,
Yeah.
but it's the overexposure of Tim Tebow that just makes me just not like him. He's not that good, but yet he's in the news. He's signing here, he's signing there. He tried out for tight end with Jacksonville. I mean, and I think that was just to get his name back in the news, back in the lights. I don't know. So, I mean, it's not because he's a bad guy. It's just there's just too much Tim Tebow. I can't deal with it.
All right, Chris, what about you? Number 8.
Number 8, I would have to say Floyd Mayweather Jr.
Ooh.
Yeah, he's a good boxer. He is talented, but he's been fighting in, little promotional fights, and I'm not sure. I think he just needs to retire. He's got many titles and all this stuff, and I just think he needs to stop.
Just reading some of the comments here. No, not yet. I haven't ripped the Ducks yet, but it's early, so maybe we'll have to have a countdown on. Shut up, Brandon. We can get in tonight. So
I haven't told him to shut up yet.
not yet.
He's been well behaved.
So numbers, what are we on? 7? Did I say, or 8? What number are we on?
8. No,
8. Okay,
yeah.
so,
No, yeah,
so 8
you're on
for
8.
me.
You're
I'm
on
on 8. So
yeah.
for me, I'm probably going to say, I know the kid, I guess, since he's younger than me, had a great career with Minnesota. I just could not get over Joe Mauer. I just couldn't. I mean, I respect his skills. He was the face of the franchise and stuff, but he didn't act like the face of the franchise. He was always a quiet guy and, stuff like that. And, they signed him to the big contract and that might be part of it, but I'm just sorry. I respect the kid. He's going to be a Hall of Famer, possibly. Maybe not first ballot, but, it's one of those guys I just love to hate, I guess. I mean, it just seemed like every time he got a runner on first, ground ball, double play, out of the inning. So
6-4-3.
Yep, exactly. So Vic, how about you for number 7?
Number 7, Alex Rodriguez.
Ooh.
He was great, awesome guy. Then he left Seattle and crippled a franchise named the Rangers.
Yep.
True.
Then he was traded to the Yankees, which makes me hate him even more because I hate the Yankees. And then there was the infamous trying to knock the ball out of the first baseman's glove play. And then he owned up to using steroids, and he's just. And then he dated J-Lo, and that just made me dislike J-Lo for the time they dated. But now they broke up.
Okay,
they broke up, so I like J-Lo
Yeah.
again. But now she's back with Ben Affleck, and it's just a big mess. I don't know. I read it off the internet, and it's true. Everything I read on the internet is true.
That's what I've heard. Yeah.
So yeah, Alex Rodriguez, number 7. Steroids. Crippling a franchise. Signed a $252 million contract. I mean, who needs $252 million? Come on.
Exactly.
And that's nothing compared to now. But I mean,
that's nothing compared to now. You're right, Chris.
And then the trade.
Oh, go ahead.
No, I'm just bleh.
Blah.
Just
All right,
vomiting
Chris.
Alex Rodriguez right now.
Chris, number 7 for you.
Number 7 will probably be Lonzo Ball. I know he had a little, I don't know, feud or whatever you want to call it with his family, with his dad, trying to be the manager, so to speak, with the team, and just, I don't know, calling the shots or whatever, and putting the position for himself. So that's probably where I put him.
Number 7 for me, probably not too shocking, but I'm going to go with Christian Laettner. I think his ego just got the head of him. Should not have been on the dream team. I mean, you go into a locker room towards the end of your career, you're like loser, 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 winner, loser, loser. So, and then he got into some financial troubles because he hooked up with the wrong guy. So good for him, I guess. So.
Good for you.
Hey,
good for you, Christian. Good for you.
Just in case anybody's listening, back-to-back Minnesota people. So, all right, Vic.
Uh-oh.
Number 6.
Number 6, Barry Bonds.
Oh.
He was ungracious to fans. He'd refuse to sign autographs. He'd refuse everything. He's just, and then he's, drinking the juice, doing a little steroid action. So to me, Hank Aaron is always going to be the home run king. There's never going to be a question about it. Barry Bonds doesn't deserve it. And I'm so happy he's not in the Hall of Fame, and he better not ever be in the Hall of Fame. He's just a rotten person. And I'm glad he no longer plays and he's no longer part of anything. Yeah. I just don't like him.
All right. Chris, number 6 for you.
T.O. Terrell Owens.
Oh.
Ooh.
Yeah, he's a good player, but he kind of threw his teams under the bus, and had some, I don't know, outbursts and stuff like that. But I mean, on the field, he was a good player. It was just all of his off the field stuff.
Yeah.
Okay. My number 6, Chris, I'm going to go with you a little bit. I'm going to go with Floyd Mayweather. I think the guy needs just to go away. He's got more money than he could do with it. I mean, if he wants to throw it around, I'll give him my address. He can send me some. Maybe I'll take him off the list. But it just seems like he's not going to fight for anything less than 70% of the proceeds going to him. So a little greedy. So, So all right. So we're in our top 5. So Vic, So for this one, Chris, you gotta give me a number 5. Go in your deep voice, number 5. You don't have to say somebody.
Number 5.
All right, Vic, number 5.
LeBron James. And this is strictly because he's a whiner. I mean, you would never see Michael Jordan throwing a fit like he does on the court. I guess it all started with his horrible, horrible decision to have a televised event where he said where he's going to sign, and then he abandoned his hometown to take his talents to South Beach.
Yeah.
Nobody's
that big. Nobody's that important.
Yeah, didn't they have like a big, and then once they signed
on ESPN,
didn't they have like a big party for them too? And he's like, "Oh, we're gonna win 1. We're gonna win 2."
Yeah, he did like a press conference. He's like, "We're not gonna win 1, 1, 2, 3, all this stuff."
So I mean, he's a great basketball player, but
again, it's off the field, off the court kind of thing.
It's just too much. He's just too much. He flops. He whines. When 48 of 50 states are rooting against you to win a championship, you know you did something bad.
Yep. Well,
yeah,
what are
number
the two
5.
states that are rooting for him? Because I can't believe Cleveland be rooting for him.
Probably Florida and California. I don't know.
Well, California for sure, but all right, Chris, how about your number 5?
Number 5 would be Albert Hainsworth.
Ooh.
He had that 7-year, $100 million contract, which at the time was, I believe, the highest on a defensive player in NFL history back in 2009. After that, he didn't play too well, and I don't think his health is that good right now, but and it's sad to hear that. But at the time, he had that big contract, and after that, he just never showed anything. He just never showed how well he could play, I guess.
All right. Yeah, number 5 for me. I gotta go with LeBron. Vic's named it all. I mean, got the talent, but you don't need to showcase it that I'm gonna sign here and we're gonna win all these championships, and then we're gonna abandon that dream. We're gonna go back to Cleveland, and now we're gonna go to LA. And if you want to be a GM and head coach, then retire and become a GM and head coach. And the only reason why he's still playing, I believe, he wants to play with his son 1 year. So that's what I think, and that's coming up in a couple of years, I think. So
that or against him.
Well, he wants to be in the same league as him. He wants to be the first father-son duel to play.
Yeah,
like the Grippies. So
okay. Well,
I hope it doesn't happen, but yeah, it probably will. All right, Vic, number 4.
Number 4, Bryce Harper. I just hate him. I say that a lot. I feel like I'm saying that a lot in these top 10.
Yeah.
I guess my hatred for him started when he decided it was really cool to scrape his foot across the Atlanta Braves logo in the back of the behind the umpire during a game, just to be a douche.
Okay.
And then it's just everything about him. No, I don't like him. So he's number 4. So if he's number 4, then the top 3, they're going to be some whammies.
Yeah, I guess. I mean, Chris, you're number 4.
Ooh. Number 4, Lance Armstrong.
Oh, okay. Can't wait to hear this one. But
one of the great cyclists, but then he had all the, substance, stuff going on, and all of his titles kind of got wiped clean, and just pretty much out of the history books.
Okay. Number 4 for me, I'm gonna go with a pitcher, and it's a guy I actually wanted when he was younger, and I wish the Twins would have signed him, but I'm glad they didn't because of his remarks after he signed that big contract. Zach Greinke. After he signed the big deal, he's like, I didn't care what team I was going to play on. I was playing for the money. So he made a comment that it was all about the money for him, and it's like, well, I'm glad you aren't the Twin. So yeah, it kind of stuck with me a little bit. I won't root for him. So
stuck in your craw.
Yeah, exactly. All right, Vic. Number 3. Top 3 now.
Oh, there's so many ways to put these in order. So many Yankees to pick. So many Patriots to pick.
Mm-hmm.
That is true.
Yeah, we're going to go Tom Brady at number 3.
I was going to say, when you said Patriots, I'm thinking...
Well, there's only one. I mean, unless you go with the coach.
I mean, I think I've made my hatred for Tom Brady pretty apparent.
Yeah.
A
lot of people have.
And you can fight me for saying it. You can do whatever you want, but I think he's overrated. I mean, look at the Super Bowls he's won, then look at the teams that the defense won it. I mean, Malcolm Butler won the game for him against Seattle. Tampa Bay won the game against Kansas City last year, but Tom Brady got MVP. I don't even know how that happened. Oh, because he's Tom Brady. Everybody loves Tom Brady.
And I
don't love Tom Brady.
And the thing is, though, I mean, I get what you're saying about Brady, but if the quarterback's going to put up 3 touchdowns and the yardage he did, I mean, it's going to take a miracle for. And I'm not saying I agree,
But take
I mean,
away those 21 points, and Tampa Bay still wins.
Well, exactly. You're right. The
Because
defense
their
held
defense held
Yep.
the number one offense to 6 points.
them. Yep.
So,
So,
a defense should have won it.
Chris,
Yeah.
you're number 3.
Number 3 would be sorry, Brandon. Randy Moss came in the NFL with a lot of questions.
I can see why. I mean, I ain't gonna lie.
Yeah, a lot of questions, more than answers. Had up and down years in Minnesota. I think he was traded to a couple teams, but really found a spot in New England. Won a Super Bowl there.
Went back to
That's
Minnesota.
Yeah, I went back to Minnesota. So that's
Number
where
3. No, I get it. If you're not a Vikings fan, I mean, you don't typically like Moss, Peterson. For me though, number 3, I'm gonna stick it to the whole organization.
Stick it to him. Stick it to him.
The Yankees. I can't get over on how they just and I get it, it's a business and you're gonna rebuild but Twins can't beat them no matter what. I mean, it seems like they got a jinx on them, curse on them or something, but it's just I couldn't just pick one Yankee. I mean, I like Rivera, I like Jeter. Those would probably be the only 2 Yankees jerseys I would ever buy. But just the ownership down is just their arrogance, So number 3 for me is the Yankees. So Vic, number 2, top 2.
So number 2 is it's kind of a tie, and one of them is strictly just because I want to. I mean, Jared Goff. He's tied for number 3 just because of your hatred for him. But my other one at number 2 would be Ryan Braun.
Ooh.
And I say Ryan Braun because of one incident where he won MVP and then was caught doing steroids. Swore up and down to holy everything that he didn't do it. Got the guy fired that tainted the sample. Signed a big contract, got a lot of money. Stole the MVP from Matt Kemp. And then come to find out he did use steroids. So he lied and never really apologized to the gentleman that he accused of tampering and tainting his sample. So because he's a liar and a cheat, number 2 is Ryan Braun.
Chris, I wanted to make a correction. Chrissy, and I thought he actually did. She said Randy Moss never won a Super Bowl. I mean, obviously,
yeah, he did in New England, 2007.
That's what I thought too, but I'm not. We'll have to check that because I thought he did, but part of me, I didn't think he won it either. So we'll check on that for sure. But Chris, you're number 2.
My number 2 would have to be. Hold on a second. My number 2 would be Ray Lewis. Yeah, he was good on the field. He was very tough against any team. Trying to defend the Ravens and all that.
He never won. FYI, sorry.
He did not win it. Okay.
It was the 2008, and they lost to the Giants.
No, he was in 2007.
2007, but 2008 Super Bowl.
He only played in 2 Super Bowl appearances, one with the New England and one with San Francisco.
Right, but he won in 2007.
He didn't play for the Patriots in 2007.
Yeah, he did.
Not the Super Bowl.
No, it was a 2008 Super Bowl he played in.
Yeah,
well,
2007 season, but not the Super Bowl. But the Super Bowl was in 2008.
That's where he did.
That's okay.
Yeah. So good job, Christy.
Yeah, good job. I thought he won the Super Bowl too, but yeah.
I could have sworn he did, but I'll keep looking.
Yeah, we'll keep looking.
But yeah, number 2 would be Ray Lewis.
Ray Lewis, the murderer.
All right, so my number 2. You guys, Chris made a good point with Mr. Ray Lewis there, so I got to go with another guy, another great running back, OJ.
Ooh, yeah.
Oh yeah, good one.
I believe, there's 3 people that know who did it, and 2 of them are dead. And the third one's lurking around, and maybe 4 people know. I don't know, but I just hope this mystery solves itself soon, sooner than later. But I don't think it ever will, because somebody has to come confess to it, and we know 2 of them aren't going to. So, gotta love the guy's career. A little bit of acting he did was pretty funny, but yeah, that's all I gotta say. All right, Chris, give me a number 1, a good number 1 to top this off.
Number 1.
All right, Vic, your number 1.
Michael Vick. No relation to me. I don't think I have to go into why I despise Michael Vick. I think everybody's pretty knowingly aware of why you should hate Michael Vick and never wish him good things in his entire life. That may sound horrible, but also the dogs don't get to have that same life anymore that they were going to have. A lot of them have better lives because they were rescued, but I also dislike the entire Steelers franchise, the entire Jets franchise, and the entire Eagles franchise, because they signed him when he got out of prison. After he got out of prison, they signed him, and he still had an NFL career. I'm okay with the Falcons because they cut him like hot butter. But those other 3, I could never root for. I rooted for the Eagles against the Patriots because it's just the hate for Patriots is even stronger. But yeah, Michael Vick, number 1 for everything he's ever done in his life. He's a horrible human being, and there's 2 things that you don't come back from, and what he did was one of them.
Yep,
That's true. I'd have to agree. I'd have to agree, Michael Vick. I mean, we know what happened. We don't need to go into it, but that was just horrible.
As much as I like the guy's career, and I love the lefty quarterbacks and the quarterbacks that can run, he did it. I mean, he might have not have been the instigator, but he hosted it, held it, had dogs in it, had dog trainers, whatever. I mean, he got a second shot, which whatever, but I'm a pet lover just like most of the world out there, and I didn't think it was right. And I'm sad to say I owned a Vic jersey at the time, but like I said, that was before all this happened.
Burn it!
Oh, it don't fit, so it's somewhere. But yeah, I gotta agree with you too. Michael Vick definitely top of my list. Athletes we love to hate.
You could do your best, Tommy Boy.
That guy in a little jersey. That guy. All right.
No, Randy Moss did not win a Super Bowl. Yeah, they came close. They were in the Super Bowl, so. But they lost to the Giants. It was that undefeated season.
We love it when they lose everybody.
Yeah.
Yep, exactly. So with that, so moving on. Well, speaking of the Patriots, why don't we cut into that a little bit? Cam Newton's out. Mac Jones is in. So with that being said, I think this is the year we're going to have 3 former Alabama QBs starting, I think.
Yep.
I saw the stat.
Yep, and 2 of them are going head-to-head week 1.
So can we root for a tie? So, Chris, what do you think? What do you think? I mean, Alabama is not known for quarterbacks, but they got 3 starting this week or this year. So what do you think?
Ooh.
Alabama turned the tide on quarterbacks, or are they just in the right situation at the wrong time?
Have you seen the receivers and running backs they've had? I mean, come on. At one point, Alabama had Parker, Waddle, Judy, and what was the 4th guy? Ruggs.
Yeah.
I mean, seriously.
Yeah.
I could succeed in that system.
And one of them's in Miami with Tua. So Chris, how do you think that's going to work out this year?
Ooh. I know Cam's kind of been on the downhill, but I felt like he was a better option at that point. Maybe you put in Mac Jones later on in the season, but it'll be Belichick's first rookie quarterback since Bledsoe back in
We all saw how
'93.
that
So
turned out.
yeah,
Was Brady Brady a rookie when he started, or was he a year behind? Was he a second year when he started?
he was in 2000.
Okay.
Brady was.
So I don't think he started right away because Bledsoe went down and then
Yeah,
he
Bledsoe
got
went
into
down
a
week
game,
one in 2000 or 2001 during the first game of the season. Then he.
Okay. All right. So
yeah,
what do
I
you
don't think it's going to work out.
I agree with Christy. Ever since they lost that Super Bowl against the Broncos, Cam is just.
Yeah.
I mean,
Well, the injury
I just
probably
liked
played a
him
lot.
because he played in the game that against Auburn and Oregon in the national championship game where Dyer was down. He was down. And I've just liked him since because I think he was paid to play there. And
so you think we're going
to see question?
Are we going to see success this year from the Alabama quarterbacks?
No. There's been
Until
no successful
probably
Alabama
not.
quarterback.
No.
I think Minshew's going to end up getting the starting job in Philly over Hurts. Tua is.
Oh, that's right. I forgot about Hurts. Yeah, I forgot about
Miami's all in on Tua, and he's just not the guy. And Mac Jones, and I think Mac.
But it's also hard to judge from college to pro because it's a quick game and all that.
Yeah, I mean, and last year everybody, there were quotes that, and I'm going to go here, that said, Justin Herbert's going to cost a coach and a GM their job. And they were saying that in a bad way, but in actuality, it was true because they're, the 5 teams in front of them that pick different quarterbacks are kind of feeling the burn right now.
Yeah, well,
I mean, there's been no proven success of an Alabama quarterback. I'll go there.
Yep.
So until somebody breaks through that barrier and breaks through that glass ceiling, I'm going to say no.
Yeah, I mean, the thing was we weren't supposed to see Herbert until midseason, if that, or even the start of this year. So,
well, I had to make an emergency trip down there to pay off the doctor. So
I bet you did.
Had to get him in the starting lineup somehow.
Yeah, so I'm with you guys. I don't, Hurts probably won't see week 2, 3, 4, 5.
6, 7, 8.
That's nothing against him. It's just it's not the Alabama system that allows that he succeeded in.
Tua's probably going to start most of the season, and Mac Jones is probably going to start most of the season up there. So
yeah, they put too much in.
I would say if both guys can go, be 8-9 or 9-8, I think that'd be a successful year for them. And if Hurts can play more than half the games, he probably had a successful season. So we'll see with that. But William's chiming in and wants to know if we heard anything on Watson. I haven't heard nothing.
I haven't heard a word.
I've only heard that he's going to be on the 53 this season. There
was talk with Miami to trade, but they don't want Houston doesn't want Tua.
I think they're going to hold off this year.
Yeah.
What kind of world are we living in where the Texans, who have nobody, Watson doesn't even want to play there, they don't want Tua. I mean, come on. Take what you can get because he's not going to play for you ever.
I really think
what's funny.
Go ahead, Chris.
No, I was going to say what's funny is Watson signed that big contract. What was it, last year, the year before? Like, I'm all in on Houston. Yep. This is my team, my franchise, basically. And now he's to the point where he's like, I'm out of here. I want to leave.
Well,
and you're like,
they
Houston's
traded away
nope.
his best weapon.
Yep.
I don't blame him being upset, but you got to work with the weapons you got.
That definitely was a fallout. So,
and I'm not big on conspiracy theories or anything, but until he said, "I want out, trade me, or I'm not coming to camp," there was not a bad word said about him.
Nope.
That I'd ever heard. And then he says that, and then miraculously, if it's true, burn him at the stake.
Oh.
But it's the timing of it. I've never felt comfortable in the timing of it.
Well, the whole thing with me, and I don't want to get too detailed in it, if somebody got offended, whichever, why would they wait years to come forward?
Yeah.
That's
And
the
then,
whole thing.
None of it came out till after he requested or demanded a trade.
Exactly.
And it's just the timing. The timing's off for me. But yeah, that's not.
But I did read that the holdup with Miami was the fact they didn't want Tua, but they also Miami wanted like a whole bunch of insurance policies put in place for draft picks that if Tua or if Watson was to go away for a while or not be able to play, that they would recoup some of those picks, or they'd be lower picks, or something like that. And Houston didn't want that, so that's what's up with Houston and Watson. So, typically we go into J-Mac's spotlight player because he's not here. Nobody really jumps off to me as a spotlight player because last minute thing. I mean, but we'll go into the WNBA here. I saw an article today on the top franchises in all times in WNBA. So we'll see if we agree with this. I'll just quickly go through the top 10. I'm not going to go through all 23 teams because some of them only played for like a year or two and then folded. So let me get to the top 10 here.
I just want to say real quick that I agree with Christy when she got great pleasure in watching the Patriots' perfect season end. I as well got great pleasure.
Did too. I did.
I'm stuck on that because I'm so sick of hearing Miami 7-2 Miami. Oh, we're popping the champagne after the last team loses. And I really want to see it. And yeah, it would have sucked that it was the Patriots and stuff with everything they gone through, but it's like I have mixed feelings. Like I'm glad they lost it, but I'm glad they did it because not a big Eli Manning fan, and
any game Tom Brady loses is a pleasure.
Okay, we'll remember that. Any game Tom Brady loses is a pleasure. All right.
I reap happiness. I dance around. I wave my hate Tom Brady flag proudly. And then I go about my day.
All right.
But back to the WNBA. Sorry, I just had to.
All right. No, that's okay.
I just had to let Christy know. She's not alone.
Christy's on it. I mean, she's got some good takes. Number 10, Sacramento Monarchs. They were a franchise from 97 to 09.
09.
One championship in 05. Regular season record of 224 and 200. So that was them. So they must have folded or moved. I'm guessing folded. They would have probably had something. Yeah, number 9 is the Kentucky Suns. Or Connecticut Suns. I'm sorry, Kentucky.
The Kentucky Suns. That's a new one. I haven't heard of that.
That's my favorite team. 2003 to the present time. They haven't won a championship yet, but they're on the verge of possibly breaking that this year. 351 to 273 in their win record. They've had an MVP in Tina Charles in 2012. Face of the franchise right now, they're saying is Alice or I can't pronounce her first name. Thomas is her last name. Moving on. Who do we got here?
Moving on.
Number 8, Washington Mystics. 98. So they must have been one of their originals to the present time. They won a championship 2 years ago in 2019. Have a losing record, 340 to 444. So a team that's been around for a while, but doesn't have that franchise going in the right direction, I guess you could say. Our beloved Indiana Fever, we talk about quite a bit. 2000
Fever.
Yeah. 341 wins to 380 losses. So another team that hasn't found that stride yet to carry them over. Number 6, Detroit Shock, who folded in 09. So
I love that name.
I do too. I don't know why they folded, but 210 wins to 189. They did have 3 championships, so you thought a team with that would have the backing of the town and the
Well, it could have been
Right person?
financial. It could have
Yeah.
been financial.
Yeah, it could have been. You know, number 5, the Houston Comets.
Comments.
97 to 2008. They've won 4 titles. Another team that probably financially couldn't make it. 241 to 149 losses. I mean, they've had Cheryl Swoops and Cynthia Cooper on their team.
That's the coolest basketball name ever. Cheryl Swoops.
Yeah,
That is
no
an awesome
kidding.
basketball name.
That is a sweet basketball name. You are right
It
there.
fits. It fits the
Yeah.
style.
Number 4, Phoenix Mercury, 97 to the present time. They've won 3 titles. 422 to 390 on their record. So that's them. Let's see who else. Number 3, LA Sparks. You know, they've won 3 titles. You know, and of course they've had Lisa Leslie as one of their big names, Candace Parker. Number 2, which I'm actually probably shocked because this is probably the highest of Minnesota teams ever been on the list. The
Oh,
Lynx, 99 to the present time. 4 titles, you know, so they've been around the least amount of time in Minnesota sports and they got more titles. What do you say there? 413 to
That's
340.
awesome.
You know, they've had the likes of Maya Moore and Lisa Leslie, Shimon Augustus, you know, so Katie Smith, you know, they've had some big names on there. So,
and
yeah,
let me
so
guess.
far,
Number
I'm
one's the
agreeing with
Sparks.
that. Yeah, I'm agreeing with Chrissy. I like this list so far. I can't disagree. And then number 1, I think it's J Max, Seattle Storm, 2000 present time.
Oh wow.
Yeah, four titles, 383 to 341.
Sue Bird.
Brianna Smith, Lauren Jackson, Sue Bird. I mean, you know, what can you say about having probably one of the GOATs of the WNBA on your team forever? So,
Yeah.
So with that being said, the standings right now, I mean, we've got some games in play. Let me get to the conference. The Sun, 26-6. They're in the playoffs. You got Chicago, 14-13. Liberty, 11-17. Washington is 10-16. Indiana, 6-19. Tied with the Indiana's out of last place because they're tied with Atlanta at 6-19. So
Nice.
Indiana must have got one victory against them or something. So the Western Conference,
They mustered one win.
yeah. So you got Aces, Vegas Aces, I guess you can call them, 19-7. They're in the playoffs. Seattle Storm, we just mentioned, 18-10. The Lynx are 16-9, but they haven't clinched a playoff spot, and I'm trying to figure out why. I don't know, because Phoenix behind them is 16-10, and they've clinched a spot. And then
Interesting.
Dallas
Maybe it
is
had to
11.
do with. Oh, sorry.
No, Dallas is 11-15, and then the Sparks are 10-17. So what were you gonna say, Chris? It could be because
I was gonna
of
say maybe they're going off of like maybe win percentage or some kind of tiebreaker.
yeah, it must be. I don't
Well,
know.
16-9 was better than 16-10, no matter how
Yeah,
many
so
percentage
Oh,
was.
that's
But
true.
who knows? Are they in the
yeah,
same? They in the same conference?
yep, they're in the same conference, Western Conference. So
Weird.
yeah, and
Maybe
I
it's just a
mean,
misprint.
Yeah, I don't know.
It's a
Could
glitch.
be.
That could be a glitch. Yeah, we definitely could see that happening. So with that being said, Vic,
Da-da-da-da!
what's happened in sports today? Give us more than one. Give us 10, 20. I don't know. Give us some interesting ones.
I got two.
You got 2? All right.
I've got two. The first
Huh?
one is 1989, the year I graduated high school. Chris Everett becomes the first 100-match winner in 108 years of U.S. tennis championships.
Oh wow.
Everett, in playing in her final U.S. Open, beat Patricia Cherubini 6-2, 6-4. So Chris Everett, female Chris Everett, the first 100 match winner of men and women, because it doesn't stipulate that it was just a female. So I'm going with she beat out boys too. Who run the world? Girls.
Yeah.
All right, so that's my number one. I got pretty excited about that one. Sorry. Whew.
That's good.
I'm a little flustered. All right, and then next we have, and I'm sorry if my friend Benny ever watches this. I apologize in advance for bringing this back up. But in 2007, Appalachian State defeats the Michigan Wolverines in college football on a 24-yard field goal with 26 seconds remaining. It was, at that time, that was one of college football's biggest upsets.
Yeah,
And anytime the Wolverines lose, unless it's against Ohio State, I celebrate. But this year I'm kind of torn because Michigan plays Washington, and I want both of them to lose. But that's not a possibility, apparently.
Tie
I've been
game.
told.
I'm just kidding.
Well, I'm hoping that
Well,
they both have to forfeit, so they both get losses, because that's a possibility. Because they said if in college football, if you don't have enough people to play because of COVID or whatever, you forfeit. And if both teams can't play, they both get L's. So it is a possibility this year that they can both lose. And
they can't pull a Denver Broncos and play a defensive player.
That was such a mess last year. I'm sorry. No.
Nah, I agree.
So I'm holding on to that. You know, 1 year that two teams can lose the same game, that it's going to be Washington and Michigan.
That would hurt Michigan.
Don't take it from me yet. Don't take it from me yet. Let me have it. Let me hold on to it until it's actually.
There's always hope. There's always hope.
There's always hope.
Yeah, I tell you that Michigan. I mean, that was a big shocker all around. I mean,
I kind of remember hearing something about that.
Oh, I remember hearing about it.
Appalachian State.
So that must have been like, I mean, that literally must have been like opening week or second game for them or something. You know, possibly third game, I guess. You know.
Yeah, depending on the schedule, yeah.
Yeah. So let's see. I'm just looking to see if there's anything else that comes out to me. I know.
Did anybody hear about the I guess fake high school?
Yeah, the Bishop Sycamore.
Yeah.
How does that get through? Not picked up. I don't know. So Chris,
I don't know either.
A little bit. You brought the story up.
Yeah. So ESPN, they televise some high school games, I guess, every year, and kind of show off the talent of future stars of college football during their high school games. And a school, or I guess you can call it a school, Bishop Sycamore, they're not really a school. They're looking into it, but they had players that use names that were already drafted in the NFL or played college football from years past.
They created fake profiles and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Lied about the number of offers. Yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah, and it was basically a shutout game. Yeah, I can't remember the opposing team, but it was like 58. IMG, yeah.
Yeah.
It was like 56-0. And days before that, they played a game with the same players that used that game. And they're looking into it if ESPN was tricked into it. It's just a mess. They got attention for the wrong thing. I mean, I feel bad for the kids. You know, I heard something about it was for, like lower income students who their families paid all this money, or they thought they did, so they can get a big break, and all of a sudden, this is not how they want to be seen, of all of this. So, all in all, it's just horrible. But I just thought at first it was kind of funny until all the details started to come in. Like, how do you, like you were saying, Big B,
How
how
do you
do you
make a
not get
school?
past this? Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm just looking up some things here. I think today, 2004, the charges against Kobe Bryant were dropped. I mean, we don't need to touch on base on that. Here's one. 1936, Chicago College All-Stars versus the Detroit Lions. What do you guys
The
think the score
preseason
was?
game?
No, it was. They used to do this every once in a while. I guess the college all-stars they take and play against a team in the NFL. I guess
13-7 Detroit.
13-7. Vic.
I think Detroit lost because they just suck. They've sucked forever. I'm going to say 58-3.
Well, it should be an L, but it was a tie, 7-7.
What year was it?
That's worse.
1936. I mean,
Yeah, I could see that.
I
They
mean, that
tied
just
in a
tells
lot
you
of games.
that just tells you how bad
The
how
NFL
bad they
was
were.
back then.
Well, it's not just the NFL, but just how bad the Lions were. I'm sorry. I mean, I hope we don't have any Lion fans on here that we're going to offend, but I mean, you know how bad your teams are. I know how bad my teams are. So,
How dare you? I'm just playing.
exactly. How dare you? So, Vic,
Yes.
you got what? 3 days until your team's 0-1.
Oh, until they're 1-0.
All right. So tell us, since you're going to the game, what's your day going to be like? First day. What all entails from the time you get up to midnight when you get home? So
well, the game's at 11.
Okay.
So, and it's in Eugene, and I'm about 2.5 hours away from Eugene.
Okay.
So my day's going to start about 6 a.m.
Ooh.
when I drag myself out of bed.
And is there a certain jersey you're going to be wearing, or?
I bought one of the Spirit tees, my green Go Duck shirt, because it's everybody's got to wear green. Every game's a color.
Oh, okay.
I got my shirt in the mail today. It's all washed on the hanger. It's ready to go. Got my hat ready. I'll meet my friend at Mill Casino. We'll drive up to Eugene, go to probably Valley River, get on the bus about 9:30, somewhere in that vicinity. And
Oh, so you got the bus ride up there, huh? So you're not
driving. No. We're driving to Eugene, and then from Valley River to Autzen, you can take a bus.
Okay.
That way you don't have to worry about parking, paying $40, $60 for a spot to park. You just ride a bus for like $4.
Gotcha.
And then we usually go to the Mahasi Center before the game, get some swag, see puddles, all that good stuff, all the cheerleaders. I like the cheerleaders. And then we go to our seats, and I get to see my buddies that I haven't seen in 2 years, which is going to be awesome.
Okay.
I mean, I can't wait for, at the end of the second quarter, they play the Coming Home song. It's a song about Oregon. And then at the end of the third quarter, we got Shout, baby. And it's been 2 years since we've done Shout. I can't wait. And then after the game, we walk back, we get back on the bus, takes us back to where my car is. And then we're going to hit Arby's up on the way home because I love me some Arby's. Then I'm going to get home and I'm going to rewatch the game because I'm recording it. I'm going to have my Shut Up Brandon sign.
Yes.
You've been very well behaved tonight. I haven't had to tell you to shut up once.
Yeah, because we haven't talked about normal stuff. I mean, I posted stuff on Facebook to try to get you going. You said shut up a few times
me up,
there.
yeah. You try to rile me up.
Yeah.
But I'll probably watch the game, then I'll watch the other college football games.
So
I'll probably be asleep by like 9:30 because I got up so early.
So do you know what the point spread is for the game? Have you seen it?
No, I don't pay attention to any of that. I just
do you think
pray that we don't get embarrassed, that we don't beat Michigan on a against Appalachian State Day.
Well, it's a 20.5 point spread.
Wow.
Yeah.
It's supposed to be I'm excited to see Anthony Brown at quarterback. I mean, he's gotten a lot of bad press, and people are upset that it's not Ty Thompson starting. But Ty Thompson, he's going to be a stud in the future because he's a true freshman. Anthony Brown, he played last year. He knows the offense. He's QB1. I can't wait to see him and see what he brings to the table. He's a runner and a passer, and I'm excited. I'm excited to watch all the new guys. Watching Justin Flo, Noel Sewell, Kayvon Thibodeau. Man, he's gonna tear it up this year. He's gonna be the defensive Heisman. I feel it. First defensive Heisman in quite a while. All and right. Just the new running backs and our wide receiver core is great this year.
So do you think the crowd? Do you think the crowd's going to be like a championship crowd, or do you think it's just going to be? What do you think the crowd's going to be like?
Hopefully,
it's going to be loud. I'm guessing.
Oh, for the first half, it's going to be crazy, yeah. And hopefully they stay through the game, even if it's a blowout. Because 2 years since we've been there, since I've been in Watson, and it's like a whole. I had an assignment when I was in college that I had to write a paper about an experience I've had. And I wrote about my experience of riding the bus to Autzen and coming around that corner and seeing the big yellow O and just all the floods of people walking across the bridge to the game. And it's just a feeling like no other, man. I'm sure other colleges have the same, but for me, it's something spectacular.
Yeah.
And it's been 2 years, and I'm ready.
No, it sounds like you're ready for it. So
I'm just a little excited.
Yeah. Yeah, so Thursday starts for me. My Gophers against Ohio State, number 4. I'm actually surprised.
Maybe you could rough them up for us.
Well, the headline on the number 4 Ohio State starts with a tough Big Ten test at Minnesota. So I know they got a freshman quarterback starting. I know they got some replacements. I know the Gophers are bringing back Morgan, 50-year senior, I believe. Stud running back, name slips me. Some receivers, defense. So, they're going to be a veteran team per se in the college world, I guess. I'm actually surprised that the point spread is only -14 for Ohio State.
Wow.
So, to me, that if the Gophers can keep it in that distance, that's a win kind of in their book. And if they come out with a W, more power to them, and I will be celebrating. I got a couple Gopher shirts, so we'll see. I might burn them on live TV. I don't know if they really shoot it.
Who knows what'll happen?
Don't know if it's flammable or not.
Yeah, Chris, what about you? What college team? I know you're in Texas. You got 800 teams out there to pick from. So
we do. I like the Longhorns. So Longhorns are starting off with Louisiana Lafayette, Raging Cajun. Hopefully that'll be a win. I know Texas has been struggling with winning and coaches and all that, but hopefully it'll be a win. I feel like it'll be so. It's probably going to be the last year of the Big 12, maybe. Their contract.
It looks like they got an 8-point spread on that game. Louisiana
only 8 points.
That's not a big.
Wow.
That's a. Now, are we the favorite or not?
Oh yeah, we're the favorite. Longhorns at home. 23 versus 21. Unless I'm looking at the wrong game. But so.
I hope we do well. It's the first game of the year, so.
Yeah. So honestly, is there a team that you guys really just hope craps to bed every game? That you guys just get
Alabama.
Well,
Alabama.
We all wish
that. Clemson.
If I stay in conference, it's Washington.
Okay. What about out of conference?
Kind of the same thing, Oklahoma for us.
Yeah.
Alabama.
Yeah, I think
I'm always angry that we never got to play Bama when we were at our, when Marcus was there and we were just all cylinders.
Yeah. Yeah, for me it's tough in conference because didn't get to watch many Gopher games as growing up, so I always watched Michigan. So got to be a big fan of them. So Ohio State definitely I'd like to see them lose it. I do like Notre Dame, but come on, pick up the conference. So I'm kind of rooting for them to.
Where would you like to see him at? conference-wise?
They're Big Ten. That would be an easy choice for me, but 'cause
Maybe
every year they're good.
maybe ACC because they kind of have an
Yeah.
agreement.
Yeah, but yeah, the Irish just I like them, but it's like, come on, guys, pick a conference or don't play college football because it's unfair that if you get a 6 win, you're bowl eligible already, or playoff eligible, I should say. So I don't know, we'll see, but yeah, sounds like there's a lot of changes in the NCAA coming down the future. So we'll see if we get those big super conferences or just one big massive mess.
One big cluster.
Yeah. Exactly.
Cluster F bomb.
So we at that hour mark, we made it. Me and Vic,
we made it alive.
One shut up Brandon, because she's talking about her sign, which I hope gets shown. That'd be kind of cool.
That'd be awesome.
So Vic, 30, 40 seconds. Wrap it up for us on your side.
Thanks everybody that's watching. Adam and Jason, hope you feel better. Whatever. We had fun. I had fun. Mom and Dad were away, or Dad and Dad, whatever we want to call them.
We call them Mom and Dad. They don't care.
You didn't have to reel me in too much. I was I'd say pretty much on point. So thanks everybody that watched. Christy, we love you in this, man. Chatting it up. You got some good takes.
Yeah, maybe someday we'll have to do you get with Christy and see if she'll come on and be like a fan of the day or something on Sportsminute.
Yeah,
I mean, she tunes into all our shows, so Chris,
she knows what she's talking about. So
she does. She does.
Awesome.
So, Chris,
thanks for watching. Appreciate it.
What do you got for your last minute here or so?
Thank you guys for watching, tuning in. Make sure to check out Coast to Coast. We have great shows. Tomorrow's going to be a good lineup, so make sure to tune in to the network.
Tune in.
Yeah, tune in. So I'm gonna. I hate to leave on a sad note or something, but I think we all growing up, we've had a person, teacher,
mentor
that touched us. That I shouldn't say touched us in that way, but what's the word I'm thinking of? Well, I guess touch.
Like a special connection.
Yeah, a special connection.
Impacted your life.
Impacted. There you go. Impacted our lives. I just got word today that my favorite gym teacher, Mr. Gill, ain't doing so hot. He's home on hospice. I've met him, or I should say met him, but I've seen him outside of school over the last few years. He's always remembered me. Maybe not my name offhand, but he's always talking about the memories we had in class. And so, Mr. Gill, your family, I hope you're doing good. I know the outlook ain't the greatest. Maybe there's a miracle you pulled through. You impacted a lot of kids' lives, mine in general. Gym class wasn't the same without you. The times I've seen you outside of that, I think I saw you once at the Lynx game playing via security. I saw you at a bike ride for charity. I've actually saw you at a couple of my nutrition classes I was a part of. So with that being said, Mr. Gill, I hope you're doing good, and you will be missed dearly in my eyes. So, all right. With that being said,
all the best, man.
Yeah, all the best. So,
all the best.
With that being said, I hate to leave on a sad note. So, just for one time, Vic, Ducks are going to lose by 30.
Shut up, Brandon!
All right. With that being said, see y'all next week. Have a good one.